The thing you need to understand about the old legends is that the story is never finished.
Okay, you've been slacking off all morning.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to Paws On Animation and our Paws On Prime segment.
And today we're covering the premiere or pilot movie of Lego Monkie Kid, which is just titled A Hero Is Born.
Now this is the pilot to the most recent Lego series. It takes a new spin on the Chinese story of the Monkey King. And this version follows MK, a fanboy of Monkey King, who ends up accidentally wielding the king's staff, and he must stop the demon bull king,
There's how many
otherwise
kings?
known as
DBK.
And
Steve Blum?
And
Voltron. Zarkon!
Yes.
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, notification when these feature podcasts and multiple pause videos.
Yes, and thank you for joining us and supporting us. We really appreciate it. So this is a 45-minute TV special that premiered back in June of 2020.
Oh wow, it's that old now.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
feel
then
like
it debuted in the UK in 2022, and then on Amazon Kids in September of 2021. I got it backwards, but you get it.
Right. And we actually had heard about this show from a few friends of ours in the Rascal family, and the main one being Shinigami Phoenix, who had watched the entire show and really grown to love it and had been recommending it to us quite a few times. And we had heard of the show but had never seen it. Didn't even know it was Lego until we saw it in the title. We assumed it was just some other series.
Right.
And we kind of held off on it a while because we were really busy watching lots of anime and other things and really trying to catch up. There was lots of things. Yeah, anime and lots of things we were watching at the same time. So finally one day we added it to Prime, the movies and the seasons for later on. And then we finally got started just watching we watched the first episode of the season, and we were so lost on what the heck was going on. And we find out that Hero Was Born is actually the pilot movie to season 1. So once we went back to this, then it started making more sense. Everything was happening. It looked like it was just a bunch of nonsense in the first.
So yeah, we ended up seeing this twice. So we got to see things we didn't notice or understand the first time, the second time.
Right.
So this is action, adventure, comedy, fantasy, created by Simon Lucas and written by Jeremy Adams from 2020 to 2022, David Breen and Sarah Harper from 2022 to the present. And for the voice cast is outstanding.
Of course.
Jack Desna-Saka.
All right, with his boomerang staff.
Sean Schimmel, Stephanie Shea, David Chin, Patrick Saints, Steve Blum, as you mentioned, Gwendolyn Yao, Kyle McCarley, Billy Kamitz for multiple seasons before his passing, Alejandro Saab, Kimberly Brooks,
Yes.
and Michael Sinterklaas, and even Johnny Mung Bosch.
Yes.
So for this movie, the big bad was Kimberly Brooks.
Actually, it's in the second movie, but she does appear in here. They have a character named Spider Queen.
Well,
ends up
she's his
showing
wife.
up.
She's still a big bad.
Oh, wait, I thought that was Gwendolyn Yo all this time. I know she was doing two voices. I guess I was confusing with someone else. She did the voice so well, the two voices so well, it's like two different people. Because
if I'm wrong, guys, let us know in the comments.
Okay, because when she's Spider Queen, she actually doesn't sound like Cree Summer until we look at the credits and see it's her instead. But, yeah, they introduced the story of the series with this and how it starts. And it's a lot of influence in the beginning from Kung Fu Panda, where they treat being a fanboy of Monkey King as if any other superhero. And there's a lot of elements from Kung Fu Panda in here. He works at a noodle shop with Pigsy. You don't know what's their relation. He's just there.
You are correct. She is Princess Iron Fan. Forgive me, guys.
Oh, okay.
Princess in here and she's a bad too.
Okay, right. Okay, listen, did I mix it up?
No, it's the second movie.
Right.
She's the big bad.
Right. In here, it sort of parallels to how Poe ends up becoming the Dragon Warrior, and it's supposedly by accident. Well, here they parallel with he ends up wielding the monkey staff by accident when Red Sun and Iron Fan were trying to get the staff out of the hill that was holding the Demon Bull King.
Excalibur.
Right, it's like Excalibur for China, I guess. And they actually, I didn't think they actually had to pull it out, but they do by, cheating. And they pull out the staff and immediately reawakens him. And Red Sun immediately thinks he's gonna be wielding it. It's like, you forgot the whole reason you did it, didn't you? And it inadvertently ends up with MK and ends up glowing and everything, giving him Monkey King powers. And it's kind of funny to know that they were basing him off all of the Journey to the West stories and stuff like it's a comic, and then finding out that he's real. You almost kind of think like, well, how come they thought he wasn't real in the beginning?
Now, Red Sun reminds me of Jack and Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah, he does. From the hair to the voice and everything. Almost a little disappointed that it's not Danny Cooksey to tie it all in.
Right. And you see other characters you remind of, including from Voltron.
Oh my gosh, so much Voltron.
Not only in the movies, especially the second movie, but also the first season.
Right.
But you are reminded of other characters from other franchises that were inspired the characters in here.
Right.
But the movie is fast-paced and it's fun, and you get a real good feel for how the series is gonna be from this movie.
Right.
It's not like sometimes you watch a movie and it's one way, and then you get to the series and it's different, or it calms down. Oh, this doesn't calm down, period.
No.
So you get a sense of what you're gonna be watching from the pilot movie.
Right. And the entire series has been animated by Flying Bark Productions, and they've done work for Rise of TMNT, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Glitch Tex, and others. And this is considered one of their greatest works because it really goes fast-paced and fluid with all their action and the colorful visuals. And one thing I had noticed for this particular company is that usually when they're given longer projects, the better the flow of the story. Now, for TMNT, the best thing for me to come out of that is the Netflix movie, where they really up the ante in the drama, the story, the characters. The animation looks gorgeous to look at, and that part of it also shines in here. The Monkey Kid movies that are taking place right before the season starts are always nearly an hour. They're about 44 to 45 minutes of it to get you started on what the season's going to be about. And I always notice that the story feels a little more fleshed out when they have a longer time to get everything done. And when Moon Girl had the hour-long premiere, it felt like it flowed a lot more because they're doing more story. The Monkey Kid episodes themselves are 11 minutes each. And not that they're bad, but they go by so quickly that you really have to pay attention to what's going on, because it can feel kind of a lot if you don't pay attention. And I do like with this movie, it does slow down a little bit so you can get the weight of the story, the villains when they're doing the fights, when they're at the low points, the high points, everything really melds in here.
And I think a good thing also is that even though it is extended, it is only 45 minutes.
Right.
I do think if they had gone into the hour territory or longer, it would not work the same way. It would not have the same effect. I don't think it would be as entertaining. I think the 45 minutes, it's like, oh, okay, I get to see more. As you say, you get to get more story. You get to see more action. And right when you get to that climax and then it leaves, you're like, okay, great, this was good. I want to see the series.
Right.
I think it's a perfect length.
Right,
And
for the
if it
show.
If it being longer, I think it would have affected the enjoyment in terms of you're still left wanting more, and it would have been too long and
Dragging.
compared to the 11-minute segments, it wouldn't have been a good idea. So I think they made a perfect choice in making it 45 minutes.
And I agree.
We also want to mention that a toy line is actually inspiration for this entire franchise.
Yeah.
And the toy line came out prior to the pilot as well as the series.
Right. So they end up doing sort of a reversal thing where they actually made the toys before the show instead of the show and then the toys. And what's genius about it is that they incorporate just about all the toys that they make into the show, and they actually have a purpose. They're not just there to be there for you to buy, for you to like and marvel at and say, hey, buy our toys, and just like talking down to you. It's just like, this is another cool thing we can add to it, and all the things it can do and transform, have all these things that will make the kids excited to buy. And one of the biggest things they had is at the end of the movie, they got this Monkey King Voltron robot.
Yes.
And it's like, why? But I don't care because it's Voltron. And they end up having a ton of Voltron references so far all throughout this show. And every time it comes, we keep saying that's Voltron, this is Voltron, the robot, the Demon Bull King's family.
Yes.
They even have a red lion to give MK later. All the ships they wormhole, but they don't call it wormholing.
Right.
There is so much in here that they almost quietly say, like, yes, this is also Voltron. We're doing Monkey King, we're doing Avatar, we're doing the different toys, we're doing Lego, but this is also just tons of Voltron, up to the point where you're hearing the music in the background.
I also think of Dragon Ball Z. You got DBK, MK.
It was an initial, like, well, who's that again? Oh, this is too long to say, just a short acronyms.
So it's fun. It's exciting, it's engaging, it's the perfect length, it's a great start to getting to the series itself, which we also cover, so stay tuned for that in a few days.
Right.
It's just a really great take on that Monkey King legend.
Right, and so far
and
this is
hit gold with it.
Right, and this is the most successful version so far in trying to get it popular in the West, because of other attempts they've really fallen flat, especially Netflix's version where they just don't hit it. Here I think having them be sort of like the superhero of this world was a great idea, and taking inspiration from Kung Fu Panda because that appeals to so many people. That's a great segue into learning about the character if they really want to go read the original story.
Absolutely.
So the next ones we'll be covering, after you see season 1, it will be the Revenge of the Spider Queen movie, which is right before the second season of the show.
So stay tuned. We're looking forward to sharing our thoughts and insights and the fun we experienced watching them.
Yes.
If you've seen Lego Monkey Kid, A Hero is Born movie or pilot, let us know in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you think it was mid? Did you think it was okay? Tell us what you think. If you haven't seen it, it's available exclusively on Amazon Prime to watch.
Yep.
Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
Right, and if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly reviews of favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Again, we appreciate you so much. If there's something you want us to check out, let us know in the comments below.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
Now, Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.